Most businesses, especially founders, don't have a leads problem. We have a value gaps problem. And I'm going to show you how to close that gap, because the gap is between I've heard of you and I'm ready to buy.
Hey, it's Ronsley. Welcome, you AI geek, to Amplify AI.
Today, I'm going to show you in real time using the screen share how to develop three main assets: a 3-part mini-series for your audience, an office hours invite that is tied to your calendar, and an ROI calculator that you can create for your audience, all using AI. This is the Presuasion Framework. Your audience lies in one of these 4 categories. Okay, so if you're not aware of the Presuasion Framework, we've covered this before. We've definitely covered everything at the bottom. Let's talk about the axis first. So your audience are either active in the buyer intent phase, like they're ready to buy, or they're not in that phase. They're latent. They are kind of not in the state to buy yet. So that's the audience. That same audience is either low on proof that trust or high on proof and trust that you can deliver. So we want to make sure that we have assets that we create for a latent low audience, so they don't know who you are and they're not ready to buy. We're going to talk about value continuity, and then I'm going to record one on orchestrating the yes. Today I'm going to show you how to create some really cool assets for your business, like a serial of mini lessons that really helps your audience, office hours, and an ROI calculator. What you're trying to do is create return visitors. You're trying to make sure that there are micro commits to engagement that your audience is kind of consuming. You want them to keep you top of mind, and you want to compound value that you're delivering for them. You want to be able to judge these by polls and replies. So you want to be able to make sure that this audience already knows who you are because they trust you, but they're kind of in the latent phase, and they will buy at some stage, but not right now, which is totally cool because everyone's on their own timeline. And we're going to create assets that will just compound over time and de-risk yourself as a business. So let me show you what I mean. So today we're going to talk about how to build continuous value for your audience using AI. And the main goal here is that every new subscriber that comes in, they come in to a high trust pre-sold lead. So you want, as soon as someone comes in, to build the trust really quickly, but not only that, they kind of are pre-sold about what you do, who you do it for, and that kind of stuff. So if you're kind of in that zone where you're like, okay, I understand what we're making, but I'm not sure whether it's going to help me right now, this is the part that you watch. The importance of having these assets, whether there's 1 or 3 of them or 2 of them, it doesn't matter. And they don't have to be these 3. They can be, I'm giving you examples of an asset that builds, continuous value for your audience. But what it does is it stops the leaks between content and sales. So these assets allow you to get them into a buying state rather than you having to be in a selling state. It aligns that brand with revenue, which are your offers. It gives you a measurable, ethical way to talk about return on investment and build trust for your audience way before they even come and buy from you. For us, doing this, building these things, allows us to dog food in public. If you don't know what dog fooding is, it's one of our principles. In fact, it is the 3rd principle. It's called dog food or die. And dog fooding is basically a company which means we deliver what we say we deliver, but we've already done it before. We're not new to the situation. Either we've done it for ourselves or we've done it for clients. 4 main mistakes I want you to avoid are turning the mini lessons into webinars, using vague office hours promises. So saying, come to office hours, pick my brain, as an example. Over-engineering the calculator, like having too many inputs, and I have to say that we are probably a little bit guilty of that in our calculator, but also no follow-up on lesson drop-off. So avoid making these mistakes. Let's get into doing the stuff. So The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create some mini lesson series. We're going to define what continuous value looks like. We're going to use AI to name the lessons, outline each one of them with a hook story framework, draft the scripts and email wrappers, connect to a welcome series. Let's start with just one conversation. I'm going to do this in two places. So the first thing I'm going to do in both of these chats is I'm going to put this prompt in, and I'll tell you what this prompt does. So the concept is we're creating a value continuity. We want you to have this tone, and when I ask you for scripts or copy, keep it tight, practical, and founder focused. Ask for clarification only if absolutely necessary. So now we're going to do the mini lesson series, okay? It's done that. It's kind of, okay, got it, Ronsley, I'm your content system co-founder. Optimize for $1 million founders, AI systems and value continuity. Here's how I'll treat the concept by default unless you override it, and it's kind of giving me clear outlines, okay? So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, design me a 3-part mini series that teaches value continuity, which is high trust and latent intent. Each lesson must have a title, 1 sentence promise, 3 core teaching points, 1 story and example idea. The series outcome is the founder understand what value continuity is. The lesson should stack 1 lesson problem concept. It should do it output as a table. So now we have the three topics for the series. Now, if I was you and I saw some of these things and I didn't agree with them, I would refine them until I was clear that each of these lessons is exactly what I'm going to go for. By the end of that, I have basically all the scripts that I need to run. This is the first lesson, which is why you're leaking value between touchpoints. There are 3 core teaching points, which is high trust versus attention, latent intent, and where value continuity breaks. So it's kind of using this episode as an example, which is crazy. The call to action for that video is take 60 seconds right now, write down the last 3 moments someone clearly trusted you. That's your value continuity starting list. Keep it handy for lesson 2. Amazing job at breaking it down, but then this prompt does a really great job with the structure. Now that I have that, the next thing I want to do is turn the video script into emails. So we want to make sure that this gets delivered by email to new subscribers that come in. For each video, each lesson, you're going to do exactly this. So for each lesson, this is outline for lesson 1. You're going to make the outline. Then you're going to turn that outline into an email that you can deliver to new subscribers that come on. Not only do I want to tell people about it through my email, I want to tell them through social. So from the lesson outlines, I want you to create these 5 hooks for LinkedIn posts, 5 hooks for TikTok and Reels, and I want you to make them specific to leaking trust and wasting intent. The next we're going to do is create office hours and an invite flow. So for example, you have leads that come in, they're not ready to buy, but maybe they want to know whether you can deliver, and once a month you have office hours. This is how to design your office hours that feels like a bonus and is not salesy. We're going to use AI to write the invite message, add to the end series of the videos we just created. So if you've already created the videos and you've recorded them, which are literally 3 to 5 minute videos, they're really small and really quick, and you have a mini series that absolutely delivers on value. And you also have the scripts and the emails and everything to go with it because we've just created it. So you can add these office hours to the end of that series. You could just block off a time once a month in your calendar and say, hey, to the end of the series, if you want to join us on office hours, join me on office hours for an hour. We can chat, whatever that looks like. We're going to use AI to create calendar event descriptions and emails for registering, confirmation, reminders. So the goal is to tie the invites to specific behaviors. The specific behaviors, like have they subscribed, they have specific behavior of what invite you're going to send them. Have they clicked, you're going to send them a different invite. Have they finished the lesson, then you're going to send them a different invite. So that's the idea. Let's get into it. So you're going to design a founder office session and name the session, write 2 sentences about it, and output as that. Value continuity office hours, 1-to-1 flow install. In 30 minutes, we'll take 1 real trust moment from your business and turn it into a simple 1-to-1. So instead of it making it a value continuity office hours, I want to correct it, and I want to make the office hours specifically about, if you come to the office hours, I will show you in your business what is trapped and what where you can start to use AI. With that in mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the next prompt, which is create the assets for the office hours session. So all the emails that is required, now it's going to write that. So great. Now, not only I have my office hours with the title, I have all the things I need to get it going, including the confirmation email, the reminder email, and the description. So now that I have that, what I really require going forward is the one qualifying question that we spoke about. So it's done this great job of giving me multiple options, which I can pick now one of these options to figure out where exactly, and not only that, it's picked the best one. Which of these best describes how you currently handle repeat work like follow-ups, reporting, content prep, and scheduling? I do most of it myself. I do it manually on a schedule. My team helps me. These are the ways that I would filter my audience depending on where they are at. So the last thing I want to do is I want to get into this ROI calculator. Now, we've created one which finds trapped hours in your business on very specific metrics called vital stats. And it's all from the book, Amplify AI. And if you don't know, you can find it on Amazon. And it shows you exactly how to use AI to grow audience, operations, business, revenue, and brand. So today I'm going to show you the ROI calculator. Basically, it's about outlining simple math. For example, for us, it's hours saved per week times the founder's rate and times the number of weeks in the year. Here, what we're trying to do is layer compounding and risk. So what happens if they don't do this stuff? And what happens if they do this stuff? For example, the compounding effect of knowing the ROI that you can save in your business allows for improved decision speed, improve energy, time, and brain savings, right? But not only that, it allows you to de-risk yourself in the sense that what if right now, it's like an audit. What if right now we're only doing 80%, 50% of that, or 80% of that, or whatever the situation is. So I'm going to show you use AI to design the formula, outline it in Sheets or Notion, and then copy and write the copy that clearly explains what it does. Okay. Now in the same, so this is an ROI calculator, and it's like, okay, designing a simple ROI calculator for founders implementing a values continuity stack. The inputs are hours saved per week, founder. So this is very specific, and the outputs are what's going to happen when it does. Give me the exact formulas for Google Sheets and do the things that I want you to do. So great. Not only did it design the sheet, it kind of gave me all the formulas, it gave me the simple labels and exactly how to put it together. The next thing I want is what it would look like, and now this is in Google Sheets, right? So I'm going to paste this, lay out how this ROI calculator should look in Google. All right, so this did a great job, not only about creating the Google form, but how to link it to the Google Sheet. And now you have a free solution of creating an ROI calculator for your business. So whatever it is that you do, you can help your audience get there quicker by showing them how working with you will compound the fact that they'll work with you, but also de-risk the fact that they're not working with you right now. And it did this great job, including the formulas and where it all goes in, how to color code. So now that you have all of these really cool things done, the three things now, if you've reached to this part of the episode, the first is decide one transformation for the miniseries and what that miniseries promises. So what's the one transformation that your audience will get when they watch all three videos? The next thing I want you to do is block 90 minutes in your calendar with this episode to build version 1 of all three assets. Like, you can literally build this. And then finally, I want you to wire the stack, which means welcome email to the lesson drip, to the office hours invite, to the ROI calculator link. If you build this, screenshot and tag me, because I would love to see what you've built, because I'm a builder just like you. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Building Value for Your Audience. In the next Presuasion episode, I'm going to show you how to orchestrate the yes. This is building assets for your audience who are ready to buy and they trust that you can deliver the solutions that they're looking for. My name is Ronsley. We are going on a journey. I'm building an AI software development firm. I'd love for you to join me on this ride. I will see you at work.
Hey, AI Geek. Thanks for listening. Your job doesn't stop here. I want you to lend your voice to the conversation. So you can join those conversations, discussions, new trainings, new recordings, and the rest of the AI Geeks by going to amplifyais.com. Also, share this podcast with a friend, another potential AI geek. Until then, much love.